We have a bunch of weak, feckless leaders
Wide
creating
around
hard
the
times
event.
right now.
What the fuck is going
Will
on?
you let me
right
Do
now?
we take him out to a farm and shoot him?
No spin, no filters, just the real conversation.
I hope it's not short-lived, man.
I really want people to understand who we are and what we're bringing to the table. And it's not like, I am ultra left and you're ultra right.
Yeah.
That's not the case. You and I are everyday citizens. We are, we're employed, we're educated, we are trying to make America, better than what we inherited, right? That's ultimately what we're doing. And we're just using our own eyes to observe what's happening around us and then just relaying the results. I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything other than to, hey, here's what I've seen. Please double check my math, open your eyes, and go do your own investigation.
Yeah. And if I said something ever and it's absolutely wrong, tell me. I'd love to hear it, because I don't want to be running around with my zipper down, showing my wiener. I would love to be corrected.
Absolutely.
'Cause that's how you learn. That's how you grow.
Right.
You find your mistakes, you fix them.
Here's the thing, and this is what ultimately I want everybody to do, though. If we say a thing, and you're like, you're wrong, and you're going to give us examples of why, that's awesome. But you can't come at us with examples from CNN and MSNBC, because we're literally the message that we're saying is like, hey, big media is traditional media, social media is directly influencing the way you think, right?
Yeah.
It's reprogramming you from every potential digital and analog medium that you're consuming. And so you need to go out and do your own research and come up with your own opinion. Because right now, if you're consuming this legacy media, social media, you're consuming the opinions of other people. You're not reading what's actually happening. You're not going to the source and seeing and hearing what Trump said and what he actually did, or what RFK said, or what he actually did, right? Or Kamala, right? Or Tim Walz. You're not doing that. You're hearing the opinions of other people and you're taking them as scripture as opposed to doing your own research. And so what we're doing is we're doing our own research and we're relaying those results here. And we're asking you to do the same. And that is how you will start to change, the narrative of this country. And either one of two things will happen. You'll do the research and you'll find out that we're wrong. And then you need to absolutely come back to this podcast and be like, so any of the social medias that we're on, and be like, bam, here's exactly why you're wrong, Jesse or Zach. And then we will be like, oh my God, you're so right. Or two, you're going to go out and you're going to try to substantiate what you believe with fact, and you're going to find that the only thing that exists is the opinion of these political pundits and talking heads, and then you're going to realize that their positions are super weak. And you're like, maybe I have to rethink this. One of those two things is going to happen.
Or you can just call us a bunch of clowns and go about your day, and we'll just ignore you.
I mean, that's also very true.
I've been called a lot of names in my life, and it just rolls off my back at this point.
It's whatever. I don't want people to step away from the conversation, because I mean, like, ultimately, as this podcast grows and matures, it will become more and more communal. Right now, it's just you and I talking because that's the audience. It's you and me. We entertain each other.
We do entertain each other.
Yes. So that's why we're here. But I want to start including more and more of the people that are listening in the comments, right? And actually address them as if they were in the room with us. Because that's the whole point. The point of politics at the Tavern is to have a conversation with our friends and people that, if you and I were sitting in a bar right now having this conversation, guaranteed there would be 2 or 3 other people around us that would have jumped in already. And we'd all be at a pool table now, talking, shooting pool, having some good times, not agreeing on anything necessarily, but we'd at least be talking. And that's the whole point.
Which is drastically what we've been missing in this country, is honest conversation with each other.
Right. Like
building a community, restoring faith in humanity, right? Because I don't trust 90% of the people out there. I really don't. And I know that's the worst way to go about my life. And I think that everybody needs to appreciate that most Americans want America to continue being a good place to live. We're invested in this country.
Yeah.
We have families, we have homes, we have communities, and we need to go back out and start building those community ties again and rebuilding what America had, saying freaking social media companies, basically. I mean, it ripped us apart.
Right.
Because now everybody can be a keyboard warrior and you can say all of the most heinous troll stuff you want without any repercussions. So I don't know. It's pretty sad that we can't communicate anymore with each other, and hear the ideas that are coming out of each other's mouth. Because I don't know how many times I bounced ideas off Jesse, and he's like, dude, that's the wrong way to think about it. I'm like, man, it's a good thing. Or vice versa.
Yeah.
It's how critical thinking works. You have a bunch of ideas in your head and you throw them out into the world and you see what sticks and what is good and what's not good. You don't just become a squeaky wheel and throw a fucking tantrum and try to change the world that way. Like, it's not working for us. It's just pissing everybody off.
Right.
Now everybody just wants to fight. It's not good.
No. And the other thing that we offer that you're not going to get anywhere else is that we're just human beings. We're just two regular dudes.
Yeah.
If you wanted to, for example, go talk to Charlie Kirk. Okay. Charlie Cook is just going to Charlie, whatever.
Charlie Kirk.
There we go. Goodness sakes. Charlie Kirk is just going to, he's going to just blow your mind with the philosophies and histories and the structures of political systems. And he's going to talk at 10,000 foot view. He's going to include crazy information from all over the spectrum. He's going to be able to out-reference you, just debate you. And guess what? And it's impressive. He's a super smart dude, but it literally has nothing to do with anything. Because for you and me, as just the average American voter, I don't need to know about the philosophies, the intricacies of any sort of political system. Right? I don't need to know exactly what makes a democratic republic different than a democracy. I don't need to know that to vote. And more importantly, it doesn't influence my vote. And so going and trying to understand and learn and engage from some of these people, Tucker Carlson would be another one. He's insanely smart. He's going to be able to do the exact same thing, come at you with oodles of history and examples from all over the place. But how does that impact the way you want to vote and how you're going to think about things? If anything, it's just going to be confusing, and you're going to have to go find out go research exactly what it is that these guys are talking about. Zach and I aren't going to do that. I'm less interested in the philosophies of how we got here today. I just see what's happening, and I want to vote in a way that's going to make it better. That's all it is. And so we're not going to get hyper theoretical here. Like, I don't care. I literally do not care about what the 12th president of the United States did, that bifurcated this thing and ultimately ended up in this political system or this point of view. I don't care. Like, let's just get it the fuck out if it's a problem, right? It's as simple as that. If it's a problem, vote it out.